the PLC. It is a 4 different distinct stages in the history of product. We assert 4 things. What is that? Products have a limited life, and different challengers to sellers at different stages. You have challengers coming in the first stage, that is when you introduce the product, and when it is growing, when it has matured, as well as when it is in decline also. So some of your competitors may want you to get out of the marketplace immediately. So these are all things which are very common in the marketplace. So if you see a city like Bangalore, how many new shops get opened? After 1 week or 2 weeks, those shops are not there. So if you have not frequented that road for 2 weeks, you may find that the shop you used to visit 2 weeks before is not there. And when you ask the neighbor, says that shop has got closed. So this is also one of the features of this competition. All of a sudden you may find that the competition has become so intense. You may say, I will wind up shop. So rise and fall at different stages. So in order to survive in this marketplace, you require the help of strategic marketing. So an intense competition and the firm's life becomes shrunk. In order to elongate the firm's life, you require strategic marketing, and exposure to strategic marketing strategies becomes highly critical. Require different marketing, financial, manufacturing and personnel strategies in each stage of their product, in each stage of their life cycle. So this is what the managers of the firm should be doing. All this which I mentioned is presented to you in 2 graphs. One is the graph of revenues stroke profit against time. If you see, the profit is represented by the green line. The revenues is represented by the red line. What is that which you can see? During the introduction stage, you are not likely to make profits for some time. It starts making profits only from this line, from this time onwards. This a certain, sometimes a substantial amount of time gets going or is spent in making the market become aware of the product. Then you start registering profits and your profits grows. You kindly see that the profit does not peak in the maturity, it peaks before the maturity only. So, and then it starts coming down. Towards in the decline stage, the profit almost becomes zero. When it becomes zero, there is no point in holding on to that product or product line. Similarly, you look at the revenue line. If you look at the revenue line, the contrast between the profit one and the revenue line, revenue maximizes during the maturity stage and then starts declining. Okay, so whenever you are asked to draw a diagram of profit life cycle, you should give both the profits and the revenue curves. You should not just give the revenue curve, then it doesn't complete the picture. So you should give the profit curve and you should also give the revenue curve. So if you broadly look at this whole revenue curve, it is in the form of an inverted S. Okay. Now all this is represented in one more diagram by the right side. So this is called product life cycle and adoption, where in the first stage you have got R&D, second stage you introduce the product, third stage look at the growth of the product, fourth stage is the maturity, fifth is the decline. So this stage 1 where you do this R&D, these are the people who are the innovators. They are the people who are the innovators. The second stage is where you make the market aware and people start using your product. They are called early adapters of your product. The third stage where the product starts growing, you find that your sales are registering growth, moving up constantly. At stage 3 is what is called the early majority. In the stage 4 where it is maturing, what do you find in the stage 4? You find that a large majority is using this product. So you look at this when sometimes early majority comes in, some people wait for this early majority, take roots, they become late majority in the whole scenario. And the stage 5 is when the product is declining, Some users might still like to try your product. These are called laggards. Okay. So a company should not wait till this stage 5 to cannibalize a product. So when it should be able to do it before that only and say this product is cannibalized. You find that happening with reference to electronic products very fast. So you took a particular model, and when you go there 1 or 2 years later, that model itself is not there. So what is the consequence of that? You may find spares not available. So you had a Dayanara radio, okay, it was very good, but now that radio over after so many years gives problems. Let us say you won't get a spare for this Dayanara radio. Okay. And it used to be very sleek, giving wonderful reception. People used to love it. Now no. Similarly, the previous radio of coming from Remco, which was taken over, radio and electrical manufacturing company, taken over by BHEL on the Mysore Road in Bangalore. It used to come out with its wonderful brand of radios, which were very good. They were wall radios. The wall radios became transistor radios. The transistor radios became very sleek, and the market used to appreciate that. Different brand names. So Remco went off, came Solidaire, Dayanara, all those things have become extinct in the marketplace. So you don't wait for the market to write you off. You write off your product before the market writes off your product. So this is what characterizes this. So this figure is called product life cycle and adoption. Product life cycle has two curves to be represented. One is the profit, another is the revenue. And in the product life cycle and adoption, you look at 5 stages. The first stage where R&D has come in and you introduce it to the product. Okay, we stop here, continue in the next class. Thank you.